the inside. Flavored tobacco is leaving store shelves in L.A.
The LA City Council has banned the sale of flavored tobacco products. City Councilman Bob Blumenfield says the ban includes menthol products.
The African American community came out strong saying that they wanted the menthol to be banned as well, and that why should a flavor that's targeting African American children be treated any differently than any of the other flavors?
City councilors approved the ban yesterday that goes into effect next year. Existing hookah lounges have been given an exception to the rule. Blake Troller, KFI News.
It is a once-in-a-lifetime celebration for the Queen. For Queen Elizabeth, this is her Platinum Jubilee, and it's happening right now. We're going to take you live to the UK with ABC's Tom Rivers in just a second. So let's start this morning on the 210. Good morning, Nick Palliocchini. Let's see what's going on there and get you some traffic this morning.
It's a crash to start things out, Jen, on the westbound side of the 210, right past the 57. Carpool and left lane are taken away, and that's going to be busy for you as you're making your way toward the 57, heading westbound on the 210. Not too bad beyond that, just kind of light and patchy as you make your way toward Grand, and then beyond that, wide open as you make your way from the 605 out of Irwindale and Duarte, continuing through the Pasadena area toward the 134. Westbound side of the 10, San Bernardino Freeway as an alternate to the 210 westbound. Looks pretty decent for your drive as you're coming away from the Kellogg Interchange, leaving the 57, as you continue all the way through toward Boyle Heights and the 5. Got an update of something slowing you down. Pound 250 on your cell phone. Keyword is KFI traffic. Westbound side of the 91, you're going to see a rough ride through the Riverside area already from before Magnolia as you make your way toward McKinley. Further westbound on the 91, just going to be kind of light and patchy here and there from the 71 as you make your way toward the 241 toll road. Got reports of a problem for your drive on the southbound side of the 57 in Anaheim around Catella. Looks like you've got a car off to the right shoulder. Actually looks like it's been cleared to lanes of the off-ramp, so not too crazy bad for your drive. KFI and this guy helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Palliocchini.
5:06 on your wake-up call, and let's say good morning to ABC's Tom Rivers. Is it really a party fit for a queen this morning, Tom?
It certainly is. And as we speak, I don't know if you're watching it on television in America, but we're kind of winding down from the fly past. And it was the first appearance by the Queen on the balcony, although she did a quick checkout, about a half hour ago. Make sure the balcony is fine, went back in, came out now with what they're calling the working royals. Those that do kind of their civic duty, do a lot of events. So, absent, obviously, we have Harry and Meghan not out there. Andrew is not out there. But the Queen is out there. She's smiling, looking good for 96. She got her shades on today, escorted out onto the balcony by Prince Charles. And, the weatherman did his thing, too. So we saw about 70 planes just go by over the past 6 minutes or so.
Okay, it is incredible when you get that overview of everybody who has come out to be part of this. And you're right, the Queen looks awesome. She's in sort of a baby blue suit with a matching baby blue hat. And, of course, all the royals. You see Camilla there. You see, Kate and William there. Everybody looks stunning. Everybody did the, traditional wave from the balcony or whatever. And the Brits have come out in force this morning for this Jubilee.
I tell you, them all going off to Trafalgar Square is absolutely jam-packed. And we're expecting more of this, Jennifer, for the next 4 days. Other events coming up. We're going to have, for instance, a big concert outside of Buckingham Palace Saturday night. Tomorrow, I guess the key event will be a service of Thanksgiving. St. Paul's Cathedral up on Ludgate Hill there, and a big pageant on Sunday. So, most people aren't working today. It's a national holiday. Postman isn't showing up today. Not much happening. So if you're in town, you're out there right now and probably standing up and looking at the scene outside of the palace and waving flags.
And you know what's funny is the postman is probably in this crowd. I think everybody and their uncle is there today. It's pretty incredible. Okay, so, I have to ask this question, and I'm going to be delicate about it, but 4 days worth of events when the Queen really was turning down all these different appearances over the last couple of months.
Sure.
Do they expect that she'll have the stamina to get through this all, or is she even expected at every event?
She is not expected at every event. Case in point, just an hour ago, the first event was Trooping of the Color. We've seen that so many years in, years out. Actually, it goes back to 1760. But she decided no, she's going to take it easy. Horse Guards Parade is just literally a 5-minute walk from the palace. But she says, no, I'm not going to do it. And Prince Charles inspected the guards and the officers on the grounds there. So we're expecting her to, kind of pick and choose. We do think she will be at St. Paul's tomorrow. But yeah, she may not go to the horse races on Saturday afternoon. So she's taken it in stride and, very clever. She looks in good shape, but she knows that, she can't be pushed too hard, too fast. So other members of the royal family are going to be deputizing, if you will, for her.
Okay, that sounds good. You know what? If I look that good at I only wish that I will look that good at 96 or even make it to 96. God bless her. She looks amazing. Well, Tom,
She
enjoy.
looks good.
Yeah,
She's got
she
some
does.
great shades on, too, on the balcony. Quite hip and trendy.
She really is, and her cane kind of matches her glasses. Like that's hashtag goals right there for when I'm 96.
There you go.
Thank you, Tom. Enjoy the celebration.
Take care.
All right, see you later. ABC's Tom Rivers. While we were talking, the Queen and all the working royals turned around and went back inside. But she looks good. She's not really leaning on the cane that much. She's looking around. She's talking. Seriously, you guys. The lady is 96. And she looks fantastic. I can't get over it. Google it, or, if you can turn a TV on, turn the sound down. Listen to Wake Up Call, of course, please. But it's worth it. It's worth it. Researchers from UCLA's Biocritical Studies Lab claim that there's collusion between the LA County Sheriff's Department and the medical examiner's office over how the deaths of the inmates are classified.
In the autopsies we analyzed, we also found that jail deaths were deemed to have an undetermined manner of death at 4 times the overall rate in LA County.
Nicholas Shapiro is a medical anthropologist and says the office reviewed 59 autopsies from 2009 to 2019. The medical examiner's office says the report is filled with several false statements and mischaracterizations. The LA County DA has apologized and exonerated a man who spent 21 years in prison for a murder he didn't commit.
I'm happy I'm with my family today.
Alexander Torres says words can't explain how he feels.
I'm very grateful for anybody that helped me out because all I wanted was to be heard.
Conviction Integrity Unit Deputy in Charge Martha Carrillo says Torres had motive, but he was with his family during the murder.
In the defense world, they call that an alibi. In this case, that was the truth.
DA George Gascon said yesterday most wrongful convictions like this case are based on false identification, which also affects the families of people who are hurt by crime.
They're being re-traumatized by a system that failed them as well as Mrs. Torres.
At the Hall of Justice in downtown LA, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
The LA County Sheriff's Department says DNA and fingerprints helped solve a 36-year-old cold case in Claremont. Detective Sean McCarthy says David Evans was killed at his home in 1985.
Early in his professional life, he became a teacher, worked his way up to being a school superintendent, left that profession midlife, and became a bank vice president.
McCarthy says Evans was beaten to death during a possible robbery. McCarthy says the killer happens to already be in prison in New York State on an unrelated murder. A high school in Santa Clarita has canceled its last day of school because of threatening graffiti that was found in the bathroom. The principal of Canyon High School says classes will be online today. She says administrators have investigated and ramped up security around the school. She says graduation rehearsal will continue as planned. Okay. Take yourself back to, let's say, 15, 16-year-old you. If they canceled your last day of school in person, and they said, hey, everybody, all you kids have to do your last day of classes online, would 15 or 16-year-old you or your parents make you do classes online today? I think my parents would have been like, show up, let them see your face, and, I don't know, if all of a sudden, your face goes away on the Zoom class. Oh, darn. That's tough. Last day of school. Jada Pinkett Smith has finally spoken publicly about the night her husband slapped comedian Chris Rock across the face after Rock made fun of Jada's bald head.
Now, about Oscar night, my deepest hope is that these two intelligent, capable men have an opportunity to heal, talk this out, and reconcile. The state of the world today, we need them both, and we all actually need one another more than ever.
Pinkett Smith made the comments during the opening of a segment on alopecia on her podcast, Red Table Talk. Red Table Talk, Pinkett Smith suffers from that skin disease. All right, in case you were under a rock yesterday, I just want to reiterate what went down. Actress Amber Heard was found guilty of defaming her ex-husband, Johnny Depp, in an op-ed in the Washington Post about her experience with domestic abuse. Now, she never named Depp in the piece that she wrote in December of 2018, but yesterday, Depp was awarded $15 million in damages, but the judge drastically reduced the $5 million in punitive damages.
In accordance with law, I will amend the punitive damages award to the statutory cap of $350,000 for Mr. Depp's award.
Which I don't understand, and I know Handel's going to talk more about this, because why would you give a guy $5 million when you knew that the cap in the state was $350,000? Wouldn't you just give him the max and call that good? In the meantime, Johnny Depp's recent court time showed how much money he's made and just how much money he has spent.
The actor's former financial manager testified Depp made more than $600 million between 1999 and 2016. Joel Mandel was on the stand for Depp's lawsuit against ex-wife Amber Heard and said Depp's spending became increasingly irresponsible during that period. He says Depp spent $100,000 a month on an addiction doctor, $10,000 a day on security, and $300,000 a month on full staffing for 14 homes that cost $75 million, including a French chateau and a chain of islands in the Bahamas. A private jet, lots of cars, yada yada, and Mendel says Depp still ended up with $55,000 in credit card debt. Michael Trozier, KFI News.
Okay, if you have, how do you end up with credit card debt? But I don't know. You know what? The one thing we don't know is, at the end of the month, did he have $55,000 credit card debt, and then he pays it off right away? If somebody with that much money, I really can't see letting debt hang over their head. And if they do, who cares? You know? If you have that much money and you get an interest payment, I don't care if your interest is 24%. You probably look at that like that's still peanuts in his world. All right, when we come back, there has been a shakeup at the top of Facebook's parent company, Meta. I'll tell you which new electric vehicle will soon be the cheapest in the U.S. And good news for your checkbook if you were one of 500,000 Corinthian college students. All that's coming up in your Biz Bites in just a few minutes. It's Flow on the 101 through Sherman Oaks.
As you're making your way toward the 405, and nothing reported in lanes as you make your way through the Encino area, but definitely going to be a busy one for you from before the 405. Again, 101 northbound, continuing toward about Balboa Boulevard, and then also got problems for your drive on the westbound side of the 91 through Riverside. Going to be heavy for you from Tyler as you make your way toward McKinley. Allegedly, there's problems for you going down westbound 91 past La Sierra. It looks like it's an early problem that's been cleared to the right shoulder. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Poliokini.
As the experts in transmissions for over 50 years, there's nothing at AMCO we haven't heard.
So when I hit the gas,
It's just a belt.
And nothing we can't fix.
It's going, what's that?
From transmissions to brakes and everything in between. No credit? Finance your repair at AMCO. Exclusions apply, may not be combined with any other offer. Limited time offer at participating centers only. People who know go to AMCO. AA MCO.
This report is sponsored by Cal Recycle. Confused about recycling? Californians are recycling smarter together. Visit iRecycleSmart.com for tips to help keep your recycling out of the trash. That's iRecycleSmart.com. Do your part. Recycle smart.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy, three-time Pro Bowler. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Blindstar.
The Dodgers were swept by the Pirates at home for the first time in over 2 decades. They welcome the Red Hot Knicks tonight for a meeting of the National League's top teams. The Angels were rained out against the Yankees, so they'll play a doubleheader today. Shohei Ohtani will start in Game 1. And UCLA softball is in Oklahoma City, where the Bruins open the Women's College World Series this morning against Texas. I'm Missy Jordan.
Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Visit Blindster.com now to save 50% off during their Memorial Day sale. Sale ends soon, so shop today. Blindster.com.
Hey, kiddo, ready to catch that movie?
Almost. Wallet, phone, keys, mask. Yep, all set.
The mask? That's not required, is it?
No, but it's going to be busy and crowded, so I'll feel better with it on.
You grab? It is open at night. Let me grab mine.
Nice.
You passed the vibe check, Dad.
Wearing a mask when it can help protect you and others is just one way to keep each other safer. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Not every attorney has the tools, expertise, and stamina to turn over every stone, go that extra mile, and win, like their own personal life depends on it. I'm Susan Owens, managing partner at personal injury law firm Owens, Patterson & Owens. This is who I am and what we stand for. Recovering over $10 billion for accident victims. If you've been injured, there's one firm to call. That's OPO Law. 888-OPO-WINS, and we do. 888-OPO-WINS or OPOLaw.com.
We've got your new AC and we're ready to install it. Kenny anticipated those supply chain prices. We built a bunch of new ghetto systems before the prices jumped up.
Buy a new ghetto today and we'll install it tomorrow.
Still, GOE-TTL.
If you've listened to Handle on the Law for any length of time, you'll notice that I have never recommended a lemon law lawyer. Never found one I'm comfortable with, until now. So let me introduce you to the Knight Law Group. If you've bought or leased a car and gone back repeatedly for a car repair to no avail, you may have a lemon on your hands. And you have rights under the California lemon law. Every year, car manufacturers produce and sell cars that have real problems and you're stuck with them. Well, you can actually do something about it now. Call the Knight Law Group. They can help you get rid of your lemon and get your money back. And you don't pay anything out of pocket. Call for a free consultation. Call the Knight Law Group at 844-43-LEMON. 844-43-LEMON, or visit knightlaw.com. That's Knight with a K, knightlaw.com.
Paid spokesperson. Every case is different. Results vary. Courtesy of Roger Kiernos, Knight Law Group, LLP.
Hey, it's Steve Gregory. This week on Unsolved, we recap Season 2, including new information about some cases we featured, plus some of the tips we got with intel from a big case in Season 1, and your phone calls. It's the Season 2 live finale.
Unsolved with Steve Gregory. This Saturday night at 8 on KFI.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. This is your wake-up call on a Friday Eve. Welcome to it. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee, and some of the stories we're watching in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Police in Tulsa say at least 4 people have been killed in a shooting at a medical building on a hospital campus. A Secret Service agent says unlike what happened in Texas last week, the police acted quickly in this case. Police say it looks like the shooter killed himself. Francis Health System went on lockdown yesterday because of the shooting at the medical building. A student has been shot outside a high school in the Valley Glen area of the San Fernando Valley. The student was shot yesterday afternoon outside Grant High School. A car pulled up as he was walking outside the school and someone fired a gun at the student, hitting him in the leg. He was taken to the hospital where he was in stable condition. The LAPD says the shooting was probably gang-related. And coming up at 5:35, the reason I wanted to give you those two stories before we talked about what's coming up at 5:35, Brad Garrett's going to join us, and there's sort of an analysis, and you've got a lot of even people in law enforcement talking about this, saying everyone in law enforcement is trained to go toward a shooter, not just to stand around. So there you had the police in Texas, or the Secret Service agent in Texas, even specifying that it was different what happened in Tulsa versus what happened in Texas. That in Tulsa, when that shooting broke out at that medical center yesterday, the cops went rushing in. But what was it that kept them out of what was going on in Texas? So that's what I want to get into with Brad coming up in just a few minutes. And President Biden has acknowledged he did not know about the baby formula crisis until months after a manufacturing plant owned by Abbott was shut down. The plant was shut down in February, but Biden says he wasn't actually notified of the impending national crisis until April. All right, let's get into your biz bites this morning. And there was a big shakeup yesterday at Facebook's parent company, Meta. So you have the number 2 exec at Facebook owner Meta stepping down. Sheryl Sandberg has been the chief operating officer at the social media company for 14 years. I have a little personal story about Sheryl Sandberg that I'll tell you after I get done with your biz bite. She says she didn't really disclose the reason for her departure from the company, but she said that she planned to focus on her philanthropic work going forward. And, maybe, I know she's worth $1 bazillion, and maybe all the changes at Facebook, you have to look at this whole thing. She's been with the company for 14 years, and she probably looks at this and says, this is not the Facebook/Meta that it was when I signed on. I always look at somebody who leads like this and doesn't really give a reason, and I kind of think, what's in the back of their mind. Not saying that she didn't like the direction that the company was going, because I have no idea if she did or didn't, but you just have to wonder if you're at a company for that long and it changes as much as it has since she has been there. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Maybe not. The U.S. Department of Education, this is great news if you went to Corinthian College. It says it will forgive a $5.8 billion in federal loans in the debt that former students of the Santa Ana-based Corinthian College systems have. So the school collapsed in 2015 because it was under a fraud investigation by then California Attorney General Kamala Harris, now our VP. The move will relieve debt for roughly 560,000 borrowers. Man, that is great news for them. So, if you want a new electric vehicle, I know Handel's been talking about getting one. Lots of people are talking about it, especially when your gas prices are through the roof like they are. GM says it has cut the price of the Chevy Bolt to make it the cheapest electric car in the U.S. The Bolt's new price is $26,595. That's about $1,000 less than the electric Nissan Leaf. The Bolt's price has fallen from the 2020 model. That one sold for $36,620. So they're docking it by a third. That's pretty huge. Is that enough to try and get you into an electric vehicle? Because some people have said, I'm concerned about recycling the batteries and things like that. That, an electric car makes sense when it comes to the environment. On the other hand, what do you do with the batteries in these electric cars? Like, isn't that leaving just enough waste and that kind of thing as well? But if you have a brand new car that's an electric vehicle for $27,400, might that make you change your mind? Now, don't forget that GM's electric vehicle push has been hampered by a recall of Bolt batteries, and that led to the supplier paying $1.9 billion in last year, and a series of fires triggered the recall, which was among the most expensive ever on a per-vehicle basis. But assuming that has been fixed, would you buy the Chevy Bolt? Mortgage rates rose sharply after 3 weeks of easing, so we kind of thought, maybe things are finally, evening out here or something like that. Nah, the 30-year fixed hit 5.36% this week and then moved higher. That was Monday. Moved higher again on Tuesday to 5.47%. And they say the volatility in global markets sent those bond yields higher and mortgage rates follow loosely the yield on the 10-year U.S. Treasury. So that's why. And have you ever thought about becoming a pilot? Because there is one specific airline that really has ramped up its expansion of pilot hiring, you could say. So it is United Airlines, and it says it's going to invest more than $100 million to expand its flight training center in Denver as it's trying to ramp up its pilot hiring over the next coming years. And the expansion is expected to be completed before the end of 2023. It will add a 4-story building. This will all happen in Denver's Central Park neighborhood. It will have this 4-story building. It'll have training classrooms in it, conference rooms, offices, and 12 additional advanced flight simulators. So, as far as money, if you become a captain for United, you can earn more than $350,000 annually. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take you to get up to that salary, but these airlines are so desperate when it comes to staffing, and specifically pilots. They are doing everything they can to, sweeten the deal so that people will come in and train and stay with them. So that's not bad. If you're thinking about a new career choice, I've always thought it would be great. I mean, I don't know how to fly a plane, but I thought, being a pilot would be fun. I think I know anything about it. The feds have cracked a tax scheme in Orange County that defrauded the government out of almost $6.5 million. U.S. Attorney LA spokesman Kiernan McAvoy says that the preparers partnered with a social worker to steal IDs.
The identity theft victims were used by the tax preparer clients to offset business revenues and reduce the taxes they owed by making it appear that the identity theft victims worked for them.
McAvoy says scammers also filed more than 430 tax returns and got about $1 million in refunds. The 2 tax preparers pleaded not guilty this week. Trial is set for next month. Easy story. A 3-year-old dog has tested positive for meth consumption in San Diego after walking with his owner. Zelda's owner says he rushed